Okay, so I think we are live. Chats, if you would, just let me know. First things first, as you'll notice, Mr. Walsh is not here today, so I'm filling in for him. My name is Ethan Manhart, and I'm one of the esports coaches here at Moston. So give me a minute while I get our chat up here. Sorry for the dead air, I'm looking at my cheat sheet here. Mr. Walsh definitely prepared me well. Okay, well, first things first, as you're probably aware, this is going to be the last regular season Fortnite match for our 3:30 lobby. There's going to be the 4:15 one later today, and then of course those that make state will make state. One of the things here that we can start talking about is we've got an update today. I know a lot of people were excited about that. Some of my students were telling me about Shredder. Have to admit, had literally no clue who Shredder was. I confused him with Splinter, the sensei guy from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So hop in the chat. Feel free to make fun of me for not knowing these things. So normally I'm manning the chat too in League Spot. So I'll continue to do that as I'm streaming. So if you would, message me in there if there's any trouble getting into the match, and I'll help you work out some issues there. So I'm going to go check in my esports team, and then I'll be back here in just a minute. So I'm going to take a look here at the leaderboard for our trios matches. So here we go. So going into this match, Watertown is in a pretty commanding lead here with 163 points here, followed by SB High School Varsity Fort with 95, and then in third here, New Berlin Eisenhower Varsity Football, or sorry, Fortnite, not Fort, football, at 89. But you know, football's been kind of on my mind here with the big game coming up. So if you're just entering the chat, give me some picks here. Who are you taking? The Chiefs, Niners? Personally, like going into the playoffs, I was really riding the Niners and the Ravens, and Niners made it. Ravens, as we all know, lost last week, and that was pretty tough, or I guess 2 weeks ago now. So I think I'm going with the Chiefs because every single time they keep winning here. But like I said, let me know who you're taking. So I'm seeing we keep getting some more people here, so I'll introduce myself one more time just for those of us that are joining. So I'm Ethan Manhart, one of the esports coaches here, filling in for Mr. Walsh. So this is actually going to be pretty fun for me because I just started playing Fortnite for esports, so I haven't really had too much experience with the game. But I've been playing a lot, and it has been super fun. Definitely not a builds player yet. I think I'm like gold 1 or 3, whichever is lower. But zero builds, I've been playing quite a bit, and I'm up to diamond something now. So not too bad, but always looking for tips on how to get better. So if you want to drop some knowledge about Fortnite in the chat too, that'd be sick. So we're up to 13 players, getting pretty close here on the way. So let's go take a look at some of the locker items and stuff. Maybe quests. Yeah, I haven't had a chance to look at these yet, so let's take a look. Shadows. Yeah, I'm pretty excited to see all the new items in the game here. So I watched a video on what was supposed to be coming on YouTube, but I haven't really seen these things in action yet. I watched a little Nick A30, or I think it might have been his name on YouTube. I know he was live earlier, so I was looking at some of his content to see what they're doing. Pretty excited to see how those melee weapons work, though. I know there's supposed to be some sort of movement boost as well with those items, but you guys can drop that in the chat as well. Update me on what you're seeing and what you know is going to be in the game. I know one of the items too that was just being added to the game was the hoverboard. Not sure where that is, but had a little bit of experience with that when there was that OG Fortnite. Oh, thank you for the chat. I'll see if I can fix that somewhere. Awesome. Yeah. Cool thing on the speed boost here. So give me a second and let me take a look at that stream thing. I'm going to ask some of my fellow coaches here if they know how that works. Okay. Well, thank again, Steak Smith. We're gonna take a look at that and see if we can change the name. So we'll work that out in just a little bit here. So I know I've gone to this a couple times, but I just want to make sure our settings are right. So in the chat, you guys tell me a little bit more about this update because you might already be more familiar with me about these things. I always like to learn something new. But while you're doing that, I'm going to go back to the quests and see what else is going on here. So EMP stealth camo item. I am kind of curious what you guys think of that. I haven't really seen it as that useful personally. I don't know. It still seems like you're pretty easy to see, but I was downed by someone last night using it, so maybe I just don't know how to use it properly. So let me know what you're thinking there. Rest weapons. Oh, there we go. The driftboard. That's what I was talking about earlier. So one other thing, I know that pizza's coming back, and I haven't been playing long enough to actually use pizza before. So let me know how that healing item works. I think I was watching something yesterday that said it gives a little bit of health, a little bit of shields, but maybe someone here knows a little bit more about that. Let's see. Kickstart. I think those are just new player stuff. So let's go back here to the item shop. Yeah, so look at all these football skins here. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. One of my students just got the Splinter one, and I have to admit that one looks pretty cool. Yep, and so Stakesmith, it does start at 3:35 is probably what we're going to do. We always give a little extra time for people to get into the match. I'll let you know ahead of time when we're getting close here. Splinter Staff, that's pretty cool too. Weekend. You know, on that note, I believe the Weekend, was that last year's Super Bowl? Was the Weekend? I know this year it's Usher is doing the halftime show, but drop in the chat if you remember that. Up to 32 players. We're doing pretty well here. So, like I alluded to earlier, I just started playing, like, what would have been maybe late October, early November. So I haven't been playing too long. So it's pretty crazy to see all these students here that are just so good at the game. Like, it's crazy. The first time I saw building, I was blown away. Still haven't quite gotten the hang of that, but it is so cool. I for sure want to get better at that. It looks like our viewers are still climbing here. So definitely keep adding some chats. I don't have the YouTube one pulled up yet, so maybe let me hop over there quick. Okay, so I'm seeing some chats from YouTube here. Got one of my students in there. Okay, so keep posting to both the chats. I'll keep an eye on both of them here. Definitely, if you're a fan of any of these schools that are competing, drop which school you're viewing. Also, any players in the matches. I know that South Toast has been doing really good, but I think his team has taken second the last 2 weeks, so we'll see how that goes this week. So back when we were talking about the rankings for the regular season here, we didn't talk about my esports team here. So we're at 55.6 place. So it's going to take quite a bit for us to jump up here, but we're going to make a pretty valiant effort, I think. Maybe end it with a victory royale. That'd be a pretty cool ending to the season. Also, I'm not sure if I've mentioned this before, but this is our first ever esports season here. So that's been super cool to see people getting involved in that at the other school. School's other team is way better. Yeah, I mean there are definitely a lot of really good Fortnite teams here. But either way, I mean you're out here supporting your team, so that's awesome. But going back to what I was saying earlier, let me get back to my train of thought. So first ever esports season. So we've been getting quite a bit of students here. Be pretty cool in the chat too if you're at a pretty well established esports program, how long it's been around. Looking at the YouTube chat here, did you fire the other guy? LOL, no. We didn't fire the other guy. He was doing way too good for that, that's for sure. Hey, but you know what, Stakesmith, I'm looking at your chat here. You're still showing up, so that's awesome. Okay, so we are getting pretty close here to 3:35. I think that is going to be our start time. So please do get into the match here. The codes are posted in both the Google chat, or sorry, the Google Doc and in the League Spot chat. So just make sure that you're checking those out if you haven't already. Like I said at the beginning of this, if you have any technical difficulties, please do post that and we'll adjust if we need to. Oh, look at that. We got some more people in the chat here. That's pretty awesome. So keep them coming. Looking at the YouTube chat. Yep, I miss Sterling too, but he'll be back, I'm sure. Just filling in. He is definitely a pro at this. Shout out to Crazy TM1 in the Twitch chat here. Looking for that Moston win. First one ever. Okay, YouTube chat. Make sure it's school appropriate. This is a high school esports league. Okay, so T minus 1 minute. We're going to start here pretty soon unless I hear something else. Look at that, we did climb up just a little bit here. So we'll give it just a couple more seconds here. I know it's 35, but let's make sure that we're not missing anyone. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. Showtime. So let's see. Let's flip around to a couple people here. Educated Bloom. I remember seeing the name, so I can't remember if they were on the winning team last week. That first guy we were looking at, that's one of my players. Oh hey, shout out to Stakes. He's in the chat here. Okay. So let's take a high level look here. Let's see. Who's dropping yet? Oh, there we go. Couple going fencing. See what happens. Quite a few over by fencing, Jonesy's bunker area, where all the Ninja Turtle stuff is. Let's maybe take a look over there. Let me take a look at my cheat sheet here, see if I can figure out how to do it correctly. Okay, so Grand Glacier, let's see where everyone's going. Couple loot here at Classy Court, Lavish Layer. Oh, here's my team. Okay, we'll take a look at those guys quick. Two teams are over here, so let's maybe take a look and see what happens. I like what they're doing here. There's some. Oh, yeah. Okay. So maybe it's here, or is one of their teammates already over there? See if I can get his. Okay, so we've got one teammate down. Okay. Definitely keep the chats going. People watching both the YouTube and the Twitch chat here. Savage Beast. They're gonna have a pretty good lock on that. So jumping back over here to Lavish Layer. Quite a few teams in the area, but not really pushing them. Look over here. There we go. So maybe those were NPCs I was seeing. So we've got a duo. Grand Glacier, let's maybe check that out. Yeah, looks like something's going down here. Okay, there we go. So there's the other educated plume. Yeah, that's the player that I was looking last. Grab it right. Let's see what happens here.
They want hacker!
And then saw the medallion looking up, I think. Or something has the we'll check back. Let's take a look at these teams. There's quite a few right around Lavish, but no one's pushed it yet. Oh, look at that. That was a nice snipe. Solid. Good job. Let's see. Let's take a look at see what their plan is. They have to do a sniper shot. Over here might be some action. Let's take a look. So I'm not sure if they're in Jonesy's bunker. Nope, fighting before they're around it. I had one of my students help me out with all the vocabulary sheets here, so correct me if I'm wrong, but building up that is called cranking. Chat, you can help me out. I'm pretty new to the game. One of the things I've found so cool about Fortnite is how much updates the creators just make for them. So it's pretty cool to see like the level of detail that goes into these games. Like the fact that the bunker existed, sort of added pizza to it, and now there's an NPC, a bunch of Ninja Turtle stuff. It really is cool how they keep, I don't know, creating a story with teammates are pushing. Let's see. These guys are making a run for it. That's pretty much finished here. Couple teams over here. There might be some fighting, but I can't tell if those are NPCs or not. Oh, there we go. So, little Hatebreed here has got one of those new mythic items. I can find those at the vending machine. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not sure what they do. Again, there we go. Pizza. This game's got quite a bit of some of the newer loot in the game. So we're gonna stick with these guys. one of these two teams is gonna run into the other. No, that's kind of new. I haven't actually seen someone have a fishing rod as their pickaxe. Three-man owls. I don't think I recognized the name, but already racked up 3 eliminations. Pretty damn good. Let's see. Can I get this? Very, very patient. I like the way you think in here. Maybe I would have taken one of those though. Let's see. Maybe just stick with them and see what happens. Maybe get the perspective of the other team here. If I can see where they're at. Ooh, that's pretty tough. Both teammates are down. Ooh. So sophomores got some mythic items here, or legendary, I mean, not mythic. And we had 3 eliminations. Excellent. So they're hanging out. Oh, here we go. I think there might be some action. Definitely a little bit slower paced game than I'm used to watching. Let's see. So close. I like the idea though. Oh, and there's one of the, I forget what they're called again, hovercrafts, whatever those skateboards are. Chat, you can help me out with that as well. A lot of just waiting here, which is very smart for a little action. So we're back to owls. Oh my gosh, Steak Smith. Let's see. He's still alive. Can't tell if we have reboot cards here, but it's too bad. Really helping me out there in the chat. Let's jump over here and see if there is some fighting going on. That was a kind of good play. Oh, that was just. I don't know what I'm talking about. Okay. So it's like, is there one that's just just caught underground here? It's gonna be tough. Man. I like that they're just playing it smart here. You can always go back, get the reboot card. Let's see. Drop. Oh, check back in with them in a bit, see what everyone else is doing. It looks like 3 teams spread out kind of over here by fencing, so let's take a look at the solo here. You know, I'm noticing down the bottom, one has an X and one doesn't, so maybe in the chat, does that X represent that they don't have the reboot card, maybe? I don't know, maybe someone knows that. I also can't tell from here if they have medallion, I think. Look at all the teams over here. Oh, here we go. So my team is on the other side there. Let's see how they handle this. See, taking some hits. Let's see. Total elimination. Oh, they're inside. Perspective here. There's shout out to Gecko's here who had asked me during the stream to say that I was cracked at streaming, I believe. You can watch this back and let me know if that's what he was looking for. He was one of the students I had in math class here, helping me out with all the vocab terms. So he was quizzing me before this, so I look only as silly as normal. Let's check out the teammates here. Oops. I'm kind of surprised that machine. Though, also. Okay, it's like maybe play on the roof. So 2v2. Wait, that is not the same trio as before, I don't think. Let me take a look here. Yeah, look at that. There was a third team that was getting involved. That's really tough about this season. I don't know if it's like that in the past, but I like the building. It's like 89 Geckos though is providing some fire. What this team is doing though, just playing smart. They got some ropes. Is there a third team somewhere around here? Oh, there are 3 people over there, so what's happening? Okay, so right there. That might have been the second player of that duo that got involved. Just take a look and see what happens. They're getting by 2 different teams. This is not easy. Oh, and zone 2, that's tough. They are chasing, so the other team is no mobility though here. That's gonna be tough. Let's see. like how close their team is to playing. Got another knock. Phase Sims. Let's see. Phase Sims. Teammate here. In Storm. See if I get back in time. Watched them quite a bit, so let's see. Over here maybe. At least. There we go. There was. Up. Very quickly. But I know the temptation too was to get a couple kills with those weapons here. If you're still in the chat here, let me know how good those are if you've used them in game already. I know they drop. I don't know if that's the case. If you've used them. Let's take a look at some of the other fighting here. Got a solo here. Stakesmith's teammate. It's got a pretty good loadout. Definitely one for game. Yeah, take a look over here. Here's my team. We're getting hit by, I think, that other team. Not the same team that we were speculating these guys earlier. Okay, so there we go. There's the move that I was talking about. So that's kind of a 5% bullet in there. And then it does look like the recharges back, but someone let me know how those are working. Those being daggers. Someone can also drop in the chat what the Ninja Turtle weapon is. Part of my team is going there. This is going to really get out of this game. Hey, just shout out to them in the chat. They have done a great job this season, and I'm looking forward to seeing what we do in the future here. Let's see. Three teams left. 5 7 down player. This team 10 eliminations. So let's follow them for a little bit here. Looks like they're gonna wait it out. W please. Little is rotating, edge of pushing. Let's see if this is a very tough position, but still pretty good on health. So maybe their team Crafty recommend to if their teammates are succeeding. Let's just see what happens. This is exactly what I was talking about earlier. Very similar. Definitely not in. That push. Wow. Very good game. Okay. Well, congratulations, Sophomore's team. Chu is back at Savage Beast. Really, really great. So, one last note, congratulations to all of the 330 team players that have been working very hard in this lobby. So, regardless of how you did, I hope you did. So I'm going to check my cheat sheet here one more time. Okay, so we're going to let this play out a little bit, and then I'll be back in a couple minutes. Okay, so we are back. I'm going to get set up with the next match here. Definitely drop in the chat how you feel that first stream went. Definitely not bringing Mr. Walsh level energy here, but, you know, let me know ways to improve. So I am going live with the second code here. So let me know if there's any issues with it. So that is updated in the Google Doc as we speak. Now I haven't seen a leak spot forum yet. So someone in the chat, if you're on the 415 match here, let me know if there's a league spot one, because normally I post there too. But if not, it is in the Google Doc. Now I'm going to take a minute here, help my team get in, and then I'll be back and we'll talk a little bit more Fortnite. Okay, so like I said earlier, the 415 code is live in the Google Doc. I do not see a place right now in LeagueSpot to post that, so please make sure that you are looking at the Google Doc. Ooh. So I'm seeing in the chat here that MBD is going to win. That's what the chat says. I guess we'll see. But just like what we did for the 330 matches, let's go take a look at the 415 leaderboard. So let's see. So I think right here we got Monroe in first place with 152. Chautauqua Varsity with 127 in a close second. And then third here is Martin Luther at 70 with quite a few teams afterward right in that mix. So one of those teams actually in fifth place here is the MHS Fortnite team. So that's my home team. So we've got 66. I'm not sure about the math behind that if we're able to catch up to even second here in the match, but we can still get that victory royale. So let's see. So I know one thing we were talking about earlier were all of the new items in the game, and I did hear a couple notes in the chat here about how the items are working. If you have used those and you're just getting into the stream, I'd love to hear your thoughts on that. I haven't used them yet myself, but I am pretty excited to try out all the new stuff. Also, if you are just entering the chat here, one of the things that hasn't gotten put in there yet are thoughts on the big game on Sunday between the Chiefs and the Niners. If that's something you're into, then you should totally drop some of your thoughts in there. For me personally, I am a huge NFL fan, so I'm definitely watching that. One of my favorite things, though, is actually the NFL draft. So I'm one of those weirdos that is really intrigued by those players coming out of college to a level that is actually more than caring about the regular season. So I'm all about the moves that are made during the draft, those players. I think it's really fun to see, like, make predictions about which players are really going to make a huge impact on day one in the league. So at least right now, if you're curious, I'm not an expert in this. I didn't play football myself, so I'll put that out of the way. But um, my quarterback rankings right now, Caleb Williams 1 coming out in the draft. That seems to be a consensus right now. And then actually Jaden Daniels would be my second one here. It's early in the process, maybe things change, but after that, Drake May. So that's where I'm sitting. So I'm seeing in the chat and YouTube here that got some Niners votes. I guess we'll see. You know what? I have the Chiefs. I've said that, but I'm rooting for the Niners. The Chiefs are just so good, dude. So I'm hoping they don't. I mean, if they win this year, when I was pretty much down on them, like a lot of the media was, then they are going to be pretty scary for the next few years here. Also, since this is a Wisconsin league, of course, wouldn't be right not to talk about the Packers. And Jordan Love definitely had a really good second half of the season this year, so I'm excited to see what they do. Beating the Cowboys in the playoffs, that was definitely a pretty big highlight. So we're up to 21 players here. We did get out of the last one a little bit late at 4:05, so we're going to give this a little extra time. We'll say maybe 4:20-ish. We'll see where everyone's at here. So I'm not sure if I mentioned this yet for the current stream for this 4:15 match, but definitely if you're having any issues getting into the game, put those in the YouTube and or Twitch chat here, and I'll try and help you with your matchmaking issues. That's normally what I'm doing behind the scenes when Mr. Walsh is doing this. So while we're waiting, let's just take a look at the item shop for a little bit here. So we were talking about the football skins, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Let's see, got through here. Wild Hearts, Lewis Hamilton. So we got some car bundles, and someone in the chat can actually help me out with this. Is this for when you're in the Battle Royale modes, or is this more of the rocket racing? I've only done a little bit with rocket racing, but it wasn't too bad. Definitely still zero builds would be my go-to. Like I said earlier, though, I want to get better at building, so if anyone in the chat has some tips on how to get better, that'd be super cool. So I see a chat on YouTube. It says in the Whiplash, someone can help me out, maybe explain what you're saying there. So maybe that was an answer to my question I'm not following. So we're at 24 queued players. Keep on moving here. Let's take a look at some of these other tabs here. Battle Pass, Item Shop, Locker, Turtles. I didn't scroll down too much to see what all this is about. So actually, in the chat too, maybe let me know what this is. From what I understood, this is kind of like a mini battle pass. Is that how that's working? But I'm not too familiar with it, so let me know how that's working. Oh, thank you for the clarification in the YouTube chat. Yep, so it looks like it is for rocket racing and regular, so that's cool. $31, look at that. We are getting quite a few people here. Like I said, we're still looking at about a 4:20 start time, but we'll see if anyone needs extra time. Like I said, I'm not seeing a place in League Spot yet, so if you have issues, you can either post to one of the older forums, I can check that, or post to one of the YouTube and or Twitch chats. I'm going to go check in on my team quick, and then I'll be back. So I'm just getting back to the chat here. So yes, I am the commentator for today. I haven't mentioned it yet, but Mr. Walsh, who's normally doing the streams, couldn't make it today, so I'm just filling in for him. So definitely let me know if there's any tips you have for streaming. This is my first ever stream. Well, for non-math content. I've done a couple of YouTube videos for that. That's a little bit more up my alley. Ooh. So we were at 31, but we just lost 2 players, so we'll give them a little bit of time here. Hopefully they're able to get back in. But definitely, like I said, let me know in the chat and whatnot if you're having issues, and I'll help you work with that, work through that. Okay, there we go. We got 3 back, but it looked like they were bouncing around a little bit. So there was 26 just a minute ago. So let's see, once we hit the 31 again, we're going to go for this. So we'll give it until 23, maybe. Oh, there we go, 32. Maybe they had to substitute in someone. So I'll give it just a little bit more time here, make sure everyone's ready, then we'll start the match. Make sure to hype up MBD. Or sorry, NDB. I think I might have said that wrong the first time here. You know what? I mean, if you're playing well, you're going to get hyped up, that's for sure. So we'll give it one more minute here, and I think we'll go at 22. So it looks like we're not going up anymore. 32 is a very good amount of players. Looks like in the Twitch chat here, there's a second opinion on making sure to hype up NBD. Third one too. Boy, you guys are representing your school. Love it. Oh, look at that. 4th chat. NDB, you guys are really doing something right in the chat here. I love that you're supporting each other. Okay, and it is 22, so let's go ahead and start the match here. Good luck to everyone. Oh, I am seeing the Twitch chat here. You gotta have the eye energy just like the GOAT. I will do my best. I am not not Mr. Walsh though. So we'll see. Let's take a look here. Let's give some talk to those lead players. Digit. Elliot. Let's see. Not sure why my people are showing up as having lost the points. It's kind of strange. So I do see in the chat here, yes, the other guy is okay. He just had to leave a little early today, so he couldn't make the match. Let's take a look at the bus path. Now, if it were me, I like to go either around fencing, jump through bunker, or up here at Lavish Lair on the outside. A couple good NPCs too around here, and where is it? Right over here. A lot of people right in this middle area going fencing, so let's go take a look at what's happening over here. So Taco Man. I believe I saw that he had quite a good game. No. Can I turn up the mic volume? I'm not so sure about that, so let me see. I'm just going to try and talk a little bit louder and see if that works. I'll have my fellow esports coaches here let me know too if I'm sounding okay. People going to sleep. So I don't remember that being the case last week. A lot of players around Lavish. Actually, there was a fight over at Grand Glacier. Let's see what happens. And already. I like the right shoulder peep here. No, I wonder if there was an NPC. I'm seeing holes. There's not. There are people around here. Let's see what happens. Definitely keep the chats going here. And look at that, some more for NPD. Let's go take a look at where they're at. So many people in the chat here. Oh, look at that. So, another Studi team. Let's take a look at their perspective here. You know, those of you in the chat, drop a think about those 3Ks. I think they're kind of annoying, and honestly, that is good. That was tough. I'll leave that. Quick jump to the other teammate. Spider Logan, I have been doing really, really well in the last couple of matches here. Shocker. Let's see. And Diego. Look like there's a couple teams over at Reckless that are getting close together. The Digits playing the edge. Rotating. Let's see. But someone's over here already at the boss, I believe. Got it. Diego. Okay, let's just go take a look at what the other team's teams are doing here. So Octa Ninja, let's see if they've gotten the boss yet. And yes, they have. So they're pretty well positioned here. Load out. Rebels Roost. Their team, solid loadout. Some mobility. Pizza. So someone dropped in the chat. Explain how the pizza works here. Let's do that. I haven't been doing long enough that it gives a little bit of health, a little bit of shield, but someone will let me know if that's the case. Here, let's see if they went and got the NPC to help out. Take a look at the reckless teams here, because they're getting pretty close. So this player's got the nunchucks. I haven't seen too much yet about how those are used. I watched earlier, had a little bit of how they were used. The stand is not... Oh, there we go. Now he's healing up. Excellent. Gotta have those shields. Let's go take a look at the team that's actually at the POI. Oh, they are actually inside the vault. Good on them. They've already gotten the medallion and... Or maybe not. So maybe they got their second. Let's see, one of these guys have Mythic. Sorry for bouncing around quite a bit there. Trying to see if I got all of them. So Stan is pushing. Probably not the play here. Let's see if they can figure it out. This is just not a great position for this team here. But I like how they recognize that it looks like okay. Solid. Just playing smart here. But rush a little early. This is going to be really tough for Ice here. Valiant. Let's take it. Red and yellow look like they're about in the same area here. So I was talking about this earlier. I was kind of curious to hear what people's thoughts on the local device were. Personally, I haven't really loved it, but there have been a few players that have gotten dropped against it. Just not using it properly. So let's see. Doesn't look like the other team is here. Taco Man. Pretty solid loot. That came out. Look at that. See how they play this. Players here. Back to Taco Man is all alone right now. Take a look and see what else is happening. Not sure if there's a fight at the edge zone here, but let's take a look. Nope. Looks like a team chilling outside Glen Glacier. And actually, this is my team. So they're just chilling. Not so smart kid. You know, also, drop in the chat here, what are you guys thinking of the Forcer AR? Personally, I'm a pretty big fan. I'm not sure if it's better than the Striker, but I like both of those better than the Oh, now let's see what happens. I haven't seen one of those supply drops, so if they run for that, it'd be kind of cool to see what's in it. I'm assuming they just come with big weapons, but correct me if I'm wrong, chat, but I think they can get those in from the vending machines as well. Not sure what was going on there. Okay, so pizza and So we'll watch these for just a second, because I was kind of curious how they're used. Okay, so let's go over here. Looks like there's a little bit of action. So it looks like 3 teams are in roughly the same area. This team that I'm doing right now is pretty great. I like because they recognize that too. You can set up nicely on top of that hill. They're doing good play. I like the idea too of bringing vehicles. Take a look at the other teams. They might still be in combat. You know what? Since all those MBD yeah, let's take a look from your perspective. So Digit did manage to get his teammates back here. So let's take a look from the other perspective one more time. It's like right now, there's quite a bit of rotating. Take a look there. See what they're doing here. Okay. Looks like everything's going down at room, so we'll stay over there. Now, I'm mostly a zero builds player, so I'm kind of curious. What are some of the people in the chat's thoughts about cars in builds? They're pretty essential for zero builds, but I'm not really sure if they're used as much in traditional builds. normally locations I go to during games. Oh, here we go. Looks like these guys are in a fight. And wait a minute. Look at that. And that folks are pretty well. Check the loadout. Okay, so they actually have tech SMG that I was for earlier, so that's cool. Not sure which team had it though. There's that Enforcer AR. Looks like we have another fight going on over here. Ooh, and that is my team. So let's see how they do. 5. Good work. Total of 5 eliminated. I'm not sure if boxing is the play. Can I tell what the change is? I guess I can't really do some math, so it looks like it's 2 tick. There we go. Probably gonna be okay. Let's take a look at these two teams. Ooh, no, red team is take a look at NDB again. That's excellent. This team is looking very well positioned. So we'll see what they do. We have a couple people already in the new zone. Let's take a look at these guys. Are they going to make it out of Storm? Looks like it. That's pretty my screen, it looked like the teams were much closer than that. So, Vanson, seen quite a bit from the last couple matches. 6 eliminations, very, very good. We'll see how they do. And has the quick shotgun. It's pretty well positioned here. Let's see. Really do like the sniper shots here. Really, really good effort. But congratulations to the DB team. So that'll conclude our 415 match. I want to give a quick shout out to all the players in these matches. This has been a wonderful season. So I hope you've all enjoyed it. Look at that. The chat is lighting up for NDB. I'm seeing in the YouTube chat too, there's some weather issues around Monroe, it sounded like yesterday. So yeah, I am glad they were able to make it. So one last time, thank you to everyone who has participated in the matches. And we'll see you at State.